Greetings, everyone, and welcome to my show, All That Is. I'm so glad to have you here with us today. I'd love to welcome Katrice back. She's been away due to an injury. So, welcome back, Katrice.
Yay. Uh,
Well, it's been a few weeks, I think. The last show we had was what, the 29th, I think, of January?
yes,
Yeah,
because it
I think
was
that's
the
when you had your injury. We were
was the
supposed to
3rd or the
record on
5th
that.
of February. So it's like almost 4 weeks now, I guess.
Yeah,
Or it's been a while. I
yeah.
am over it.
Well, I'd love to welcome everybody to send Catrice some healing energy for a quick
Mm.
recovery because it's not fun having an injury on your hand. I can tell you that. It's just so inconvenient, right? You
It
have
affects
to,
my work as well,
yeah,
right?
you have to really think about everything. So it's really
Plus,
inconvenient.
I'm a very energetic speaker normally, and I use my arms. Well, my
Yes.
poor arm.
Yeah.
For the first couple of weeks, it was just killing me. So I had to strap it to my body. And
Yeah.
then I thought, anyway, it's been a challenge.
Oh, I don't envy you, you poor thing. Well,
Yeah,
I'm glad to have you back. I really
me
missed
too. Oh,
your cheerful presence and your cheerful voice. So on that note, I would encourage everybody to please love, like, and share this video. Leave a comment. Help us out by promoting the channel and subscribing, and hit that notification bell just so you don't miss out on the content or any of the updates coming through my channel. So during our last show, we talked about the ascension process, the soul ascension, and progressing to the fifth dimension. And you might recall we had that picture of the ascension process, right?
right.
Um, and I guess we talked about multidimensional beings and the evolutionary process. So was
Totally.
there any residual comments that you had about that, or should we just go on to today's topic?
Really, honestly, I my brain has not been functioning at full capacity, and
Yeah,
I'd have to go over the whole thing to remember what we talked about.
yeah.
So let's just dive in
All right,
to
sounds like
whatever
a
we're
plan.
gonna do today.
Sounds like a plan. Well, I thought today we could talk about meditation
Totally.
and what that means to either one of us, and why is it so important to us as humans on this planet as we go through the ascension process. And I know that
Mm,
you do a lot of this kind of work in terms of your I guess
practice.
your meditation circles
Yeah.
and part of your practice. So
Mm,
I'll let you go first, and then I'll add my 2 cents as we go along.
yeah. So I would like to say first, I had never thought of being able to meditate when I was younger. I was type A personality, fitness instructor, dancer, whoop, whoop. And I just never thought I'd be able to do it until, of course, I had some serious physical stuff and I had to go, and so that was when I started meditating. And I remember the very first time that I felt that energy shift, and I realized there was so much more to me than I
Mhm.
realized, right? And that's what got everything started, right? For me, it allowed me to get clear. Um, I healed from something everybody said I'd never be able to do.
Mhm.
And it just catapulted me into a whole new way of being. Let's go away from being married in the suburbs with the kids and the big high house on the hill and all of that regular stuff, right? For all
Mhm.
intents and
Mhm.
purposes, I was living large.
Yeah.
Then when this stuff happened, it was like it had never been that important for me to have stuff, but it sure felt pretty safe knowing I had all this stuff. And then I realized once my it was my back, I needed to start looking at something else because this life I was living just didn't feel like it was mine. So I'm not saying everybody that starts meditating completely steps out of their life and starts doing something completely different. for some of us souls, that's what you need to do. You can't keep 1 foot over here and 1 foot over here if you're going to fully align with who you are. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, though, I mean, I'm not everybody, but I do know that people that meditate on a regular basis are generally much calmer, much more focused, much more understanding and compassionate. It's a huge addition. I do not sit and meditate every single day. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
you meditate a lot more than I do, but what I do is I'm very conscious of the moment. And that to me also is when you're meditating. It's nothing about around you or anything else. It's everything deep inside, right? So to me, meditation, you can live a meditative life. You can go for a walk, a meditative walk. I mean, I'm sure you do those too. Those
Mm-hmm.
are amazing, right? You
Absolutely.
completely, I have a thing about wind and water, and I can just stand outside and blend. I want to say with the essence of the wind, and it's you're fully there, you're fully conscious of being in a physical body, but you're more. And it's so it just brings a higher awareness to everything.
That's great. Well, for myself, yes, I do meditate, or I try to every morning. I'm an early riser, so I wake up at about, 5:30, somewhere in there. I guess it's
Mm,
become a habit now for me. So yeah, that's the first thing I do. I tune in, meditate, connect with my higher self, connect with my guides, and it's almost like I'm planning my day, right? And tuning in for that day and laying the
yeah.
foundation for that day. So it's if I don't do it, then I feel like something is off, you know?
You're not
It's
quite in
Yeah,
sync.
I'm not quite in sync. So I try to do that every day. And even if I don't wake up in the morning, and if it's say I wake up at 7 o'clock, I'll even if it's just for a few minutes, I try to tune in, connect, just to, engage with those higher energies and just make sure
Mm,
that, my field is clear. I set my intention for the day, just clear the energies. If perhaps you had some nasty dreams or you were traveling in the astral and you encountered some dark energies, which happens quite a lot, I must say, for myself.
oh, really?
And so, yeah, it does. So I'm on mission all the time.
Yeah, I
So,
never
yeah, that
connected with
just,
dark energies.
yeah.
Never. But maybe it's because you're
Well,
so
it's
much
it's
more
it's sub
open.
it's part of your subconscious as well, right? You may not remember it, but you are traveling in those energy fields and you may not remember it, and that goes to, you wake up and you think, wow, I had a strange dream, but then you're just sort of grasping at strings because you don't remember all of it, right? So you're doing that subconsciously. You're traveling within these realms subconsciously.
Hmm.
And so if you wake up from one of these dreams, then your energy in a way is not right. So, when you meditate, you sort of realign your energies and bring it
Hmm.
back into the present. And so for me, that's really important to clear away the debris of all of that energy, if you will, whatever took place at night.
I think part of it might be a very dear friend of mine stayed here for from Friday till he just left before we started. And he's going through a whole bunch of stuff. And he will be jetting off on a plane later this evening on his way to Thailand for a couple of months to
Mm.
regroup,
Oh, okay.
right? But I'm sure having somebody else in my space, and he's he's definitely part of my soul pod, right? So it was very easy having him here,
Hmm. Yeah.
but it's still that other energy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That might account for your bad dreams,
Yeah,
right?
I'm
So,
pretty sure. And
yeah.
it wasn't even bad dreams. It was just most dreams to me are like, what the, you know? Mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy. Anyway, sorry, I hijacked yours.
Oh gosh, no, no, no.
Okay.
I just wanted to read some thoughts that I put down about meditation. So,
Hmm.
I wrote about this a little bit. So, meditation has been used for many thousands of years, going back to ancient India. This practice was brought to us by ancient masters or rishis, or ascended masters, as they called themselves in those days. These beings brought forth practices of calming the mind through breath and allowing for the nervous system to calm down to bring it into alignment with the body, speech, and mind complex.
Mm.
So that
Body, speech, and mind complex. That's interesting. I haven't called it that way.
right, so that your consciousness or your being is at one with the higher energies of the universe. Once the state is achieved, it then becomes possible to receive accurate information on a cosmic level that would impact or guide the being into doing meditation for their incarnation upon the earth. And
Mm.
it was their mission. No, I think there's something wrong with that. So anyway, this was the essence of those ancient teachings, is to focus the mind through breath and allowing for that connection to the higher energies to take place.
Totally.
So
Totally.
I think that's very true to my practice as well today. And I work a lot with the chakra systems, right? So you've got
Mhm.
the seven chakras, the bodily chakras, and so my healing practice, if you will, when I go in to help others heal, I work with the chakras, and sometimes we do like breathing exercises. And so you're working with all of these systems, which
Mhm.
essentially is aligned when you go into a meditative state as well.
Oh, totally. Like you
Yeah,
can't just bang start a session, right? I
yeah,
mean, you've been around me. I always have those three centering breaths and boom, then you're ready. It's quite interesting.
yeah. Well, your body is such a beautiful technology, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
And
But
all these subtle energies.
oh, totally. I know that whenever I do meditation circles, yeah, 90% of the time people don't want to come back into this reality, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's interesting because it's possible to step right back into that meditative state by just breathing in. And for me, it's closing your eyes and you're
Hmm.
just immediately aware of that inner as opposed to all of this stuff that we see before us, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Completely. Yeah.
Well, I thought I'd show you a picture, if I may.
I'm always looking at this one over here in the corner. It's like very, very feminine, but it's also, there's this powerful being that almost looks like he's upside down. Okay.
Are you able to see this?
Yep.
So this is the chakra system, but on steroids, if you will.
Hmm.
So this is like connecting to, um, actually, I had a better picture. Let's see if I can get that. Well, this is the nadis. So these are all the nerve endings or the energy centers, if you will, that connect our body,
Right.
right? So if you just take the central or the heart chakra, which is right here, the green part, right? This part, it has the
Yeah.
middle where, with the black picture right in the middle. If you look in the middle of his chest, like there are 72,000 just from the heart chakra going out into the body. So if you can just imagine that, that's just the energy center for the heart. And in total, there's like 7,200,000 for the entire body. And this is part of my course as well, that I teach with my 11-part series, Connecting to Your Higher Self. So I just thought this would be a good snapshot to show, and just to give you an idea of what the energy center looks like, right, on an energy level.
Hmm.
So yeah, 72,000 little energy centers just from the heart chakra alone.
Hmm.
So these are the ones that we talk about, right? So we've got the root chakra, we've got the sacral chakra, the solar plexus, and the heart chakra. So this heart chakra in the middle is what has the 72,000
Okay, so
nadis.
I'm seeing three distinct different pictures here. So I'm not quite sure which one you're talking about.
Okay, let's try this. Now, is that better?
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Yeah, that isn't what I was looking at before. Here in the center, you can see all of these bursts of energy. So now I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Getting very
I
confused.
think I was showing you a different picture than I was actually looking at. Okay.
This is
So
like
that
page
makes sense.
9 is what it
Yeah.
says. Okay.
So yeah, the middle, like the heart chakra, which is if you look at the standing up
Okay, now I can
figure,
see your thing. And it's
yeah.
like you're swirling around the solar plexus.
So yeah, this is the
There's the
heart
heart.
chakra, and
Got it. Got it.
that's the 72,000 right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the next picture that I have is all of the chakras. Are you able to see them?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's easy
So yeah,
peasy.
you've got the base, the sacral, solar plexus, the heart chakra. That's where the 72 come
Okay,
out
so
of.
see, I always call the base the root.
Yeah, it is the root chakra.
And then
So
and then the next one I always call the base.
oh,
So
you mean the sacral?
yeah, I've
Oh,
always
okay.
gone root, base, solar plexus, heart, throat. But you did a lot of yogic stuff.
Yes.
Know for sure
So
that's
base and root are the same.
yes.
Sacral is the sacral. I don't think there's another name for it.
See, I've never called it that. It's always I've gone root, base, solar plexus. That's how I
Oh,
learned
okay.
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I think this is more accurate. So you've got the root or the base chakra, the sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakra.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one is going like to the next level. This one is like our little chakra system on steroids.
Okay, so that's
So this
15
is like
dimensional. Yeah.
this is like the universal aspect of it, right? So anyway, I just thought I'd show you that, but
Yeah, yeah,
we don't need to
totally.
go into that. That's like advanced stuff. But yeah, that's kind of fun, hey? To just to get
Totally.
an idea or, orient ourselves energetically as to what the body is all about and,
Especially
what
when
a
people are just,
technological marvel it is.
and I think too, when people are starting to understand, yeah, that they're not just a little physical body that you can see and touch. There's all these
Mm-hmm.
um, etheric energies and
Yeah.
even the deep, deep inside, that's connected on all those multiple levels to the
Yeah.
etheric, right? And
Yeah.
that's why we spend time, hopefully, getting ourselves as clear and focused as possible.
Yeah. And for me, I think the heart chakra is possibly the most important because that's where in a way your seed of life is connected to, right? It's like the spark of the creator is connected to your heart chakra. And so that is like your tether in a way to the higher realms.
Hmm.
And so if you think about in and this connection I made only much later in my life. If you think about those sacred heart pictures in Christianity, that shows you a picture of Jesus Christ and the heart is like ignited. And so
I
that
was never into any sort of
okay.
religion, so
Anyway, so to me, that made sense now in the last maybe year or so because in those days I didn't really connect to any of the chakra systems or even question why would first of all the human
yeah.
heart be in the center of your chest when it's on the left hand side and why is it ignited. So anyway,
Oh, see, okay, all right, I
now
hear you. Yeah, I
it all
remember.
it all sort of makes sense. But like if you think about it, like Yeshua is showing you the heart center, the chakra, the heart
And the
chakra.
whole thing is, though, I don't know about you, whenever I'm working energetically with someone or talking, it's like my hand goes to the heart chakra, not
Mm-hmm.
where the physical heart is,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we as humans, or if we're in religion, yes, your heart is over here, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But in energy, it's the center, right?
Yeah.
Like this isn't just our gut, this is our solar plexus center, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Or like the throat, it isn't just this, it's all of this, right?
Yeah.
It's quite interesting, actually. And I'm sitting looking at a picture on the thing too of the chakra system.
Oh.
fact, yeah, in fact, that's probably why I chose this. The music I was listening to was a progression through all the chakras.
Oh, so it's in
Oh,
alignment. Very good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like even the color system, like it completely aligns with, the rainbow colors. And so there's so many layers to it, right? So you've got like the violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, right? And the red is the root chakra. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's like all of that aligns. And when you go into like the actual energy of each of these chakra systems, it's like the root system or the root chakra is like your energy of safety and comfort
And belonging.
and
And
belonging. And it's
yeah,
like, the one that says that I'm at peace, I'm supported, and I
yeah.
am safe, I'm comfortable. And then,
I
that's like,
belong.
yeah. So that's like your foundation, right? And so if you're lacking in any of that, you feel so, you feel out of place, you feel wobbly, you feel
That
out of
was me
sync.
for a very long time, right? I could fake it in almost any situation and do it quite well. But yeah, 'cause I was very aware of what I should and shouldn't be doing, right?
Yeah,
According
yeah,
to whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, the more you get into it, you
Hmm.
realize that, yeah, we have to have everything flowing.
Yeah.
And we find out very quickly where we're
And
blocked.
it's easy to, if you are, let's say, not in alignment with a certain chakra system, it's easy to then almost do be a detective for yourself and figure out, okay, I'm not in alignment today with, this chakra. Say, for
Mhm.
example, if you're not in alignment with your sacral chakra, it's like, you're sort of craving that attention of, feeling sensuality. You need
Yeah.
that pleasure, or you need to be social with somebody. So that's the sacral chakra, right?
I also think the sacral too is a very the seat of creativity, right?
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. Yeah.
And so a lot of people, especially, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I was going to go off on a tangent, but yeah, that sacral energy,
Hmm.
of course, is very sexual and sensual and very, very deep physically. But
Well, it's
that is
also
where you
associated with the womb, right? So you're
totally
creating
the
you're creating a
ultimate
human
creative
being.
channel.
Yeah, you're creating a
Totally,
human being from that area of your body. So absolutely, you have to be creative. Yeah.
totally. And
Hmm.
when that's blocked, there's just I remember years ago having a session with someone, right? And she had been trying and trying and trying to get pregnant, right? And her husband would have been these awesome parents. You just knew it. And I went, well, I'm pretty sure there's something going on with your sacral.
Hmm.
So we started doing a session, and it became very clear that she didn't feel A, that she was creative, and B, that she would really be a good mother, that it was right for her to be having children. And I went, do you really believe that to be true? Or is that just some fear over here that you're talking about? And it
Hmm.
was very interesting because as we worked through that, and that realization dawned that the only reason that this little being wasn't coming through her was because she was just afraid.
Blocking it.
And
Yeah.
it was unbelievable. Within 2 months, she was pregnant. Easy
Awesome.
peasy. Yeah. And it's like people don't understand, but she had to get into that deep place.
Yeah.
And you don't just go, I'm going deep. The
Yeah.
meditative part of the whole
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
and the aligning energetically is
Yeah.
where you find out your truth,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I'm so glad you mentioned that because it's so important when you have blockages, it's almost like you have to ease them out of your body, out of your energy body, because it's sitting there dormant and just, it's like a cancer. It's building and building and building, and it's blocking you more and more and more. And
And a lot,
so,
go ahead, sorry.
well, no, you said it correctly. Like once you call it out in a way, right? It's like you're sort of saying, "Hey, what the hell are you doing there? Come on out and show me your face," you know? It's when
Hmm.
you do that, it's like it raises its head and it comes up to the surface, and then you're
Then
able
you
to
can deal with
heal.
it.
Yeah, you can heal that energy. And in your case, and in this circumstance, you transmuted it and you allowed for this person to have a baby. My gosh, that's a
Yeah.
huge, huge energy
Well,
shift, right?
wasn't me allowed her. She allowed herself,
No,
right?
well, yeah,
She,
but
she,
you helped to release that
oh yeah,
energy.
I
Yeah.
was yeah. Well, I don't know if I told you years ago on my business cards, everybody says, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? And I finally wrote, I'm a divine assistant. And it was great. I should go back to that, but it's a little whiffy. But you know what? That's what it is. Those of us that are healers, if you want to
Hmm.
call it, or holistic practitioners, it's not that it's us doing it, it's us acting as a conduit
Yeah,
for our client to do it themselves. I was having a
absolutely.
conversation just about that today, about how a lot of people are, it's not like they're just allowing themselves to let the energy flow. They have a feeling, this is healers that feel
Hmm.
they are doing it. This
Hmm.
work would not be accomplished unless they were there, because it
Yeah,
was all about them. And
yeah,
you really have to be aware when you're starting to work with people energetically, right?
yeah,
Is this
absolutely.
pure energy? Is this light? Or is this somebody's ego that has all these little pieces of paper up on her wall saying she did this and da da da, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's because we were talking about this one person in particular. And the person I was talking about said, she professes to be this amazing healer and she does this and she does that. How could she not sense this wacko energy of this other person that
Mm,
we've been involved with, right?
mm,
And I went, because whoops, she goes by the book and it's exactly what it says you're supposed to do. It's not
mm.
allowing that flow to go.
Yeah,
Like the work that you do, it's not that you sat with anybody for months and months and months or years and learned a modality. You open to that divine energy. And
yeah,
as it flows through you, that is what helps you do the healing work that you do. And
yeah,
it's not like anybody else, right?
yeah,
It's very
absolutely.
individual.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now we're getting into energy. People go, oh, you do Reiki? And it just seems so small to think Reiki.
Yeah.
Because when you think about Reiki, it is the universal life force energy. So
Hmm.
any healing modality incorporates that, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. You're tuning into that all the time, right? As a being. So in
Mm-hmm.
Reiki or any healing modality for that matter, you're just channeling it in a different way. Or
Because it's all
it's like,
energy and how it goes
yeah,
through you,
yeah, yeah.
how open you are to it, which
Hmm.
brings us back to that meditation practice.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be a huge practice, but it does
yeah,
have to be something that
yeah,
brings you into an alignment, right? I
yeah.
couldn't imagine me going to like a 10-day silent meditation retreat, right? Especially without a pen and a piece of paper,
Yeah.
just I would find that hard because so much would be coming, right?
Mm. I
And
actually did that. I did
I'm
it for
sure you did.
I did it for, I think it was 5 days.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, it
When
was
you
awesome.
started off on that journey of yours, dude, you got right into it, right?
I
It was like,
did.
yeah, well,
I
yeah, you did
did.
that thing.
Yeah.
You went from being Racquel point
Yeah.
one to
Yeah.
Racquel point 10. Do you know what I'm saying? It just completely shifted everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Oh, yeah, totally. Totally.
So let's come back to your energy and or your meditation practice, if you
Hmm.
will, and your method.
Hmm.
I know that you also draw some oracle cards.
Uh-huh.
Um, do you want to talk about that? Because I love that aspect of your gathering and your meditation practice. So, how would you connect oracle cards to perhaps how you bring in that meditation, if you will?
Okay. So there's different ways of divining information, right? I mean, we've of course got the cards of the Magi, and that was from long, 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 long time ago. And you can do that with a playing deck. I've never done that. Then you've got tarot. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, the illustrious tarot. And there's all these different kinds of tarots. And this particular card means this, and this means that. And when I first started doing all this work, to me, I thought, well, how can this card mean just that? Right? When you look at it. And I went, well, maybe I'm not meant to do those. That was when I found Oracle decks. And my
Mm-hmm.
favorite one is this one, and there is no rule. There's no book of information. There's no how to read the cards. They're totally intuitive. Now, how can
Mm-hmm.
you understand them? In your head here, you're sort of going, whoa. Like people, when they first would look at them, I'd go, no, I'm going to give you, you have to know these are not your normal cards. And if they're just sitting there like, do, 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 and like one of the real special ones come out, it's like, but once they start breathing into it, what the Oracle card does is it brings you into a deeper part of you. I always say, I
Mm-hmm.
used to teach people how to read these cards. And I'd
Mm-hmm.
go, all you got to do is be open and go into the center of the card and see what it feels to you. So
Mm-hmm.
when I do my meditation circles, I always find these cards are just such an amazing focal point. They Everybody will be talking about things that are going on in the world, and then they pick a card, and the card that comes out is like ding ding ding. It makes total sense. So if you focus on a particular um, sensation that you feel from those cards, when you go into your meditation, you've already tuned into a higher level, and spirit can bring a lot more information down to you. Like, I don't feel you go into meditation, just go zone out and nothing happens. I like to feel it lifting us up and into those higher vibes, which is probably why we're sitting here talking right now anyway, right? You get it. And so for me, I don't know if other people use cards. I'm sure people do. I'm kind of bad. I don't go to too many other people's circles. It gets hard when you've done it yourself for so long, right? It's too funny. And you're sort of thinking, anyway. So I just don't do that. But like, did you want to look at a card?
Yeah, I'd love for you to pick a card. Let's engage our audience as well. So if you want to pick a
Okay.
card on my behalf, can you do that? Pick a card on
Okay.
my behalf?
All right. I'm going to pick a card on your behalf. All right. So you're going to look at this and you're just going to burst out laughing, right? I mean, what is it?
Oh, you'll have to hold it a little closer. I can see two figures. Oh, wow. That looks like a higher
Right? Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah, totally. Look at that goddess energy.
Yeah, awesome.
Totally.
And
It's,
it's like, oh my gosh. And that's like a higher aspect of myself
yeah,
above the head.
yes. But
Wow,
what
that's
it is,
awesome.
it's more what this is saying basically is you're looking at that bright golden being, right, as your higher self. But
Mm-hmm.
in this context, what it's saying is this you, the smaller part, that's not who you are now. That is
Mm-hmm.
a piece of you that you're bringing along as that higher evolved being.
I just got something else as I'm looking at that card. It's like I'm surrendering
Yeah,
to whatever's coming forward. And if you notice, I have really small hands.
yeah.
And look at that picture. It's got really small hands. It doesn't have like ladylike long fingers. It's got like short, stubby fingers like I do.
Well, see, I didn't really think it was short stubby, but whatever. I guess it looks like that for you.
I
But
don't know. I'm just
it's
looking at it.
definitely, I mean, you said pick a card for you, right?
Yeah,
So it,
absolutely.
it resonates fully. So
Definitely.
anybody else in the room that would be picking a card, it would also resonate for them too. Even
Yeah.
those that don't have a clue what all this stuff is all about, right?
And I love that it's the color blue. I've been told that that's my energy color.
Yeah. Well, because that's the
Wow.
throat, that's sharing, right? That's the throat
Amazing.
chakra. And like, okay, well, should I grab one for me?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Wow, look at all this major feminine energy today. So this is what I got.
Oh, wow. That looks like the tree of life to me, but it's also um pregnant in a way.
Oh, big time. It's
Okay.
like birthing,
Birthing the tree of life.
birthing the
Yeah.
newness into the world. And it's
Wow.
also though with she's this being is sitting there. She's fully anchored. I mean, look at all those, like she's dug right into the earth, right?
Very grounded. Yeah.
Yeah. And then all of the branches and the leaves of that tree, if you want to call it the tree of life, she's
Yeah.
part of it. She
Yeah.
is in the center of it. And so when you look at this particular card, it's saying, allow yourself to feel strong, grounded, and expansive as you are ready to birth what is new through you, right?
Awesome.
And so when you look at something like that, and then you go into a meditation, for
Hmm.
me, it's always something I've done. I'm sure I must have had somebody else do it with me at some time, but that's
It makes
on
so
the
much
way of the
sense.
dodo.
Did you ever see the movie Avatar?
You know what? I never did watch the whole thing. I should watch it
Oh,
again.
wow, you should. And that picture that you just showed me brings to mind what is called
That one?
the grandmother tree. Yeah.
Oh,
If I find a screenshot of that, I'll send it to you. But I mean, it's sort of a depiction of that, but that's what came to my mind. It's like this tree that is like the living pulse, if you will, of that entire tribe. And
yeah.
so when somebody is sick or when they're passing away, they go and connect themselves to that tree. And it's
Uh,
like the energy of the earth or that particular tribe is pulsating through that tree. And so that sort of came to my mind when you showed me that picture. So it's like the grandmother tree for the tribe, for the entire tribe.
Completely. And she's always there,
Hmm.
holding herself ready to birth whatever needs to be done, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
And okay,
Powerful.
if you're talking about the grandmother too, right? But the grandmother is still pregnant. She's still creating. So many people, humans, cultures always think of the grandmother as a
Well,
little
it's wisdom too,
throne.
right? Yeah, it's wisdom.
Hmm.
She's sharing her wisdom. She's sharing her energy with everybody and everything that comes to her for,
And vibrant and alive. And so for
yeah.
me, it was good to hear that because, A, I'm a grandmother.
Yeah.
B, I'm a little out of wacko. So it's interesting though that you're still always able to create,
Yeah.
right? No
Well, you
matter
need to
how
sit
old
under
you
the
are.
tree and get some healing.
Totally, totally. Yeah.
So, do you want to give us a flavor of your meditation?
Oh,
Are you
what
feeling up
you're
to it? We
gonna
could
do?
probably go for maybe 2 or 3 minutes if that's
Oh,
okay.
okay,
I'll be
sure.
your guinea pig.
My
And
guinea pig.
hopefully everybody tuning in can sit in this very short meditation and appreciate what Catrice has to bring to us.
Okay, so all right. Well, what we'll do is we'll just do a quick little um um chakra clearing
Okay.
meditation. Let's do that. We'll
Okay,
just
cool.
do a quick one. Like we only
Okay.
need a few
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah,
right?
yeah. We don't need to go too long.
Yeah, I don't want to scare everybody or get them to turn
No,
off or go
no, no.
dance.
Yeah, just a quick one.
Okay.
All right, ready when you are.
Okay. So let's just start by closing our eyes and taking a nice, long, slow, deep breath in and let it all out. Take another deep, deep breath in. And this time, when you breathe out, breathe all the way down through your root and feel yourself connecting to the earth, to this present moment, right here and now. And take one more deep, deep breath in. And this time, when you breathe out through your crown chakra and feel yourself opening to the highest awareness possible. And just feel that gentle breath as you're breathing in and out, acknowledging that for the next short while, you have nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just simply allow yourself to relax, release, and receive. And just imagine you're looking down upon yourself right now. And imagine that you are seeing the 7 main chakra points lit up through your body. They're just sitting there, gently pulsing. And just really take notice of any that seem to be flickering, as it were, and just hold that thought. Now just imagine that suspended above your head is this amazing glowing ball of vibrant white light. Imagine this is the light of the divine, always with you, always around you. And just feel the energy pulsing through your crown. And imagine this light is now just starting to funnel all the way through your body. As it enters your crown, feel that opening, that softness, that light. And feel that light as it moves down into your third eye. And just allow yourself to feel that opening as any tightness, any constriction in your head is just being dissolved with this flow of light. And allowing that energy to move down into the area of your throat. Feel there too a softening and an expansion as any and all blocks, let's call them glitches, that are being held within the area of your throat are now being fully dissolved, allowing you to speak your highest truth. And still allowing that light to go on as it moves in the area of the heart. Feel your heart opening and spreading, filling with that loving light of the universe, moving from your heart into every part of your body. And still, the light moves down into your solar plexus. And as it does, any uncomfortable energy you might be feeling there is being brought to the level of your consciousness. Any doubts, any concerns about your own personal power are being fully engulfed in the light. And even further, light moving down into the area of the sacral. Feel that softening in that ultimate creative energy. Feel that warmth spreading And as that light now moves down into the area of your root, your base, feel all of that light moving all the way down throughout the rest of your body until you are filled with an unending stream of vibrant white light. And as you allow that light to spread into every part of your body, feel a cleansing, a balancing occurring as anything that is not of the light is being consumed and filled with the highest light of the divine, activating that spark of the divine that has always been deep within you at the level of your soul. And as you sit in this wonderful vibration, know that in this moment, this is who you are. And you can always tune back in by simply breathing into the depths of your soul. And just take one more deep breath. And as you let it out, just allow yourself to open your eyes and continue holding on to this amazing energy that is you.
Wow.
This feels good, you know?
Awesome. I'm going to give all of that light to your
Mm,
baby little arm that's injured and ask
mm,
for true healing to take place quickly so that you feel 100% healed.
hmm.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Katrice. That was awesome.
Thank you. It's what if, you know, when you, as somebody who all those years thought, I'll never be able to relax enough to meditate. Oh my God. As they say, you teach best what you most need to know, right? And from the
Yeah.
first time I ever did a guided meditation, I can remember I used to think, oh, I should write it out. And I'm going, I can't write it out. My eyes are
Yeah.
closed. I'll just allow spirit to come through me. And that ultimately is what I think, what I know would assist everybody if they
Yeah.
realize that they are that light. And this isn't some sort of woo-woo, that sort of wishy-washy woo-woo. No, it's not. No, it's not. Especially if you're wanting to vibrate higher than
Mhm.
this third dimension. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all here. This is where we
Yeah.
live. However, the more you elevate your own vibration, the more you heal, the more you elevate the vibration of those around you, the more you spark that flame in others, right? It's always
Mhm.
there. Did I not say
Well, and you're
something?
bringing in the present vibration, if you will, right? Whatever
Yeah.
the divine alignment is at that moment, like in the time fields, right? Or in the timelines.
Mm,
Yeah.
totally.
Hmm.
And it's interesting too, people that are in a circle, like I said, I used to try and think I needed to write it down, but no, because it comes through. All right, that's what I channel. I just channel that. I don't have any
Yeah.
name of it. It's the
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
Okay, that works for me. However, everybody is capable of tuning in. All it takes is a desire
Yeah.
and a willingness to let go of how everything should be.
Hmm.
Right? I'm
Yeah.
a great one. It's to me, it's all about energy, right? How you feel, how your
Hmm.
energy vibrates with others, right? If you're
Yeah.
constantly knocking heads with someone, you're obviously on a
You're not in
different level.
alignment. Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
mean you're wrong, they're wrong. It just means you're not in sync. And it doesn't mean that you have to go whoop down here so that
Mm-hmm.
you can be okay with them. And
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean they have to completely evolve up here. Because
Yeah,
face it, some people, it just doesn't resonate with them, right? Doesn't, I mean, it'd be lovely if everybody could step into a higher way of being, right?
yeah,
And still be grounded. That's a huge thing.
absolutely.
A
Yeah.
lot of people walk around, "Ooh," and they're not grounded at all, right? And that doesn't work for me,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Because we still,
Well, I think that's so important, right? It doesn't matter what's going on in your day or in your life. Like the minute you take um
few breaths.
those breaths, right? It's like an instant grounding of your energy,
Yes,
right? And you're like
yes.
instantly bringing yourself into that present moment, right? So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Did I ever tell you the story about my name,
No,
Katrice?
no.
Okay.
I know you had a different name.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then Spirit one day yelled, Katrice. And I went, well, okay, that works. But I thought I wasn't resonating with the name that I'd been for the first
Mm-hmm.
30 years of my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was starting to do all this different work. And when the name came through, it was like, boom, that bolt of light went through me, and I went, that's me. Now, bear in mind, my given names are Kathleen, Patrice. And I went, oh, isn't that amazing? Whoever just put them together and I became Katrice. And it resonated. I was good to go. So I talked to somebody else the next time I saw this other woman that I was starting to get much more spiritual with. And she goes, huh, I think there's something more to just that blending. She goes, look it up in the dictionary. And I went, well, there's not a Catrice. And she goes, well, split it up. Ka and Treese. Well, Ka, as everyone should know, was the first name given to the spirit, to the soul of humans in Egypt. And Therese meant instant moment. So when I become Catrice, it
Wow.
takes me right into that place.
It's the
So
energy of it. Yeah,
it is. It's
absolutely.
an eight. It's an eight. When you work it out numerology, it's an eight. Was as above, so below, never ending. On and on we go, you know?
Oh,
It made
wow.
sense. It's like stuff like that.
Yeah,
Once you start tuning in,
yeah.
it comes much, much more frequent.
Faster. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
And it's
And so
not something
once
to
you
be
got the
afraid of.
name,
I know.
once you got the name, is that when you started doing your higher
Well,
work, if you will?
I was already starting doing stuff. But once I got the name, I was doing the meditations. That's what I was
Okay.
doing. I was leading meditations, but knowing there was a lot more I was meant to be doing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
once I became Catrice, I thought, okay, so I'm supposed to be doing something else. And I decided I'd go to this crystal healer. She was a very strange woman. I wonder if she's even still alive. But anyway, I went to her house for an energy session, and I was going to sort of try and, figure out, I've had all these weird feelings going through me, and hello, my life is moving. But as she started working on me, I heard, okay, pay attention because this is what you're going to be doing. 35 years later, yeah, that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? It's so
Awesome.
amazing. The more
Yeah,
you tune in, and that's
yeah,
what happens when we meditate, the
yeah,
more you tune in, the more your world opens up.
yeah. The
Right?
synchronicities come faster, right? Yeah,
And you get so clear
yeah.
about what you need to do and what you need to let go of.
Mm-hmm.
I had a client the other day was so angry at the way her world was, and she was coming to me so she could start living more as her higher self. And I went, well, first off, what is it you really want to be doing?
Yeah,
And she said, well, and I went, don't even think about how it's going to happen. What is it you want to do?
yeah,
And she started talking to me, and all of a sudden her energy starts shifting and boom, boom, boom. And I went, well, what are you doing about it? You're angry at everything in your world. You've got this great idea. What are you doing about it?
yeah.
Anyway, I call her a week later to see how she's doing. And She's already looking at a new job. She's looking
Wow.
for funding for this amazing job. She
Yeah.
realized she was staying at this place forever and a day for the pension and worried about how much money. And I remember, how much money do you really need, dude? What do you really need? And
Hmm.
so it's her allowing herself to open and let go of the anger
Yeah.
that she was able to start tuning in. And oh my God, it's like a different person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that spark, sometimes it just takes somebody going,
Yeah. You're like the elixir to that, right? Yeah.
it is, it's
To that
truly.
change. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. She just needed to shift her perspective and look at it in a different way, and then the answers were right there.
She
Yeah.
also, a lot of her anger too was directed to her mother. And I went, well,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing? Is your mother still alive? And she goes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, what are you doing? I don't ever want to see her again. And I went, well, I hate to tell you this, dude, but you're going to have to deal with that if you want to get clear and be able to move
Yeah.
in that other direction. And
Yeah.
a lot of people, they don't want to do that. And
Mm.
if you, okay, meditation allows you to become softer. It allows you to become less judgmental and
Yeah.
kinder to yourself. And you
Absolutely.
realize that holding on to that anger towards another, that's not going to help you
It's
move
low
forward.
vibrational. It's
It's very
very,
low.
very low
And
vibrational. It serves nobody.
like, it's funny, I remember years ago, before, of course, I was this enlightened Catrice, and I would get angry about stuff. And oh my God, it would just, you become incensed and you can't think about anything else. Hello, it's
It consumes you. Yeah.
exhausting.
Mm.
Exhausting.
Yeah.
But
I've
once
been
you
there.
start,
I've been there. Yeah.
yeah. But when you're allowing yourself to become clear and balanced and grounded, you realize how hard is it to actually sit in something as simple as writing a letter and
Mm-hmm.
sending it off.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's the beginning of everything. People
Yeah.
get so stuck in the
Yeah.
anger and the you did this and you did that. Well, you said this and you said that. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, how many years ago was that?
Yeah. Well, talking about synchronicities, I work with Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, right?
Mhm.
Like I do one-on-one sessions with them. So I had a client the other day who came in for a session, and we went through the session, and she asked her questions and she got her guidance, and a week later, she emailed me and she said, Raquel, you won't believe what's happening. She said,
Yeah.
things are coming at me so
Right, left, and
fast.
center.
It's just manifesting. She said, I've taken all the advice that I was given and I've put it into practice. And it's like everything is happening for me. And
It is, yes.
I'm like, yes, because you said yes and you allowed for those energies to come in, right? So it's truly amazing what can happen, right?
Oh,
And
totally.
when we were talking, like outside of the session, it was like she was feeling, and we were talking about this urgency to do things, right? And
Mhm.
so she's retired now, so she doesn't have like, 9 to 5 job or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
she has the time on her hands to do these sort of things. And so she's like, I have all this work, all this time, and I need to do something. I need to help out. I need to help the collective. And so during the session, she asked all of the questions and asked for direction and what direction should she go. And she got the guidance that she needed and she just put it straight into action. And, she sent the feelers out there and it just came back. Boom, 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 boom,
Same with
boom.
that woman I was
And
talking about, right?
yeah, so it's really fascinating, right?
And I think too, a lot of people get really stuck. This is the way
Hmm.
I've always been. This was the path I've always been going on. But they're angry and they're not happy on that path. And there's
Yeah.
nothing in the rule book that says you can't turn left or turn
Hmm.
right,
Hmm.
you know? But, and people go, well, how about, it's always about money to a lot of people
Yeah.
too. Well, how am I going to make the money? And it's like,
No.
if you're doing what you're meant to be doing,
Yeah.
if you're allowing yourself to be in your own divine flow, the universe isn't going to drop you on your little pointy head. You're
Absolutely.
always going to be divinely protected, right?
Yeah. That's something I struggle too with, because it's just
Well,
so
because you made big
hardwired.
money. Yeah.
Well, it's hardwired in my being, right? I've been working since I was 16,
And
Katrice.
in your culture, yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
do all
so it's
that.
like
So
hardwired, right? Anyway, but it was a big struggle for me to shut that door, if you will, right? So I still
but
struggle with it sometimes. It's like, should I go back to working? Like, how am I going to do this and how am I going to go that? But no, it's like, I go
every
straight into
time you think
meditation
about
and
it,
I'm like,
yep.
nope.
No, no, this is
This
what
is my
I'm meant
joy.
to
This is
do.
my excitement now, right? Yeah. Hey,
Totally.
you'll get a kick out of this. Another Yeshua story.
Yeah.
So I've been doing these sort of live transmissions for the last, I would say, week. He's
Yeah.
asked, he's
Huh.
asked me to sort of try and get onto a live so that I could chat with people live. And it's been a struggle for me because this technology is just not working out for me. But anyway, we've done 3 shows so far, and I think the last one was yesterday. Yeah, I think it
Mhm.
was yesterday. And it just came out of nowhere. He's like, go and find the lyrics for the song from Metallica. Nothing else matters. I'm like, what? That's like a really hardcore
Metallica?
song, Metallica.
Oh my
He's like,
God.
nothing else matters, and very precise, right? And so, I mean, I know the song, but I don't know the words or the lyrics. So I went and found it. I downloaded the lyrics, and he was like, okay, keep it ready when we're doing our live session. I'll ask you to read it. And he asked me to read it at the live session, at the
Yeah.
live transmission. And he was like, that's a pure channeling of love. You don't need anything else. Nothing else matters, right?
Really?
Such a simple message, such a simple, clear message, And so he was like, go and listen. He just told the audience, it's like, go and listen to the music. If you don't like the music, read the lyrics and see
Mhm.
what comes to you, what speaks to you. It's a pure message of love.
Okay, so love to me, when I love and light, for some odd reason, those two together is one and the same,
Hmm.
right? It's like,
Yeah.
I guess, I always go love and light. It sounds kind of weird, but you feel it in the heart. That's that loving
Yeah.
vibration, right? And
Well,
the
it's like
light.
that unconditional love, right? Yeah.
Ah, totally.
So I thought that was very interesting because it just came out of like left field and threw me. It was like, not
Alaka.
in a million years would I ever have come up with something like that. It's like, oh,
I'm
wow.
just hearing all these twanging guitars and oh my God.
Yeah, and when I was doing the thumbnail for that show, I'm like, what do I put on the thumbnail? Do I just put this guy rocking out on the guitar?
That would be kind
But
of
you go
funny.
go and look on my YouTube
I
channel and
will.
see
That
if you
was
can
from,
find
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But I settled on this beautiful image of this woman playing the guitar, but it was more in a like a sort of a joyful state, no, not a metallic or one of those Metallica lead guitarist sort of action,
yeah.
right? But I thought that was quite hilarious. Anyway, should we
Wow.
wind it down on that happy note?
Yeah, I'm sort of thinking, how long is it? Yeah, it's you know what it is? It's interesting. Um, when I do a reading, okay,
Hmm.
usually I'll do half an hour or an hour, right? And
Hmm.
there's this piece of me that immediately knows when it's time to wrap it up. So
Yeah,
you and I, it's now, we always talk about being an hour, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
we probably talked for 15 minutes to get us going, and it's
yeah,
an hour, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
And then
like
we did a
you're,
meditation, so there's lots of bonuses to the show
oh,
today.
that's right.
Yeah,
See, just poof.
yeah,
All that is and more.
and more. Well, I just
Galactically
wanted,
speaking. Sorry.
yes, galactically speaking. Hey, I forgot to introduce the show. We're on episode number 4. So, yay.
Woohoo. Too cool.
But I'm thinking about offering a discount on my 11-part course,
Mhm.
Connecting to Your Higher Self. It was well received when I had it. I think it was the month of February. I had some
Mhm.
discounts going, and so I think I'll resurrect that as of next Monday. So anybody listening, and if anyone's interested in this course, I'd really appreciate it if you can go and check it out on my website. progressingtothefifth.com. I'd really appreciate it.
Mhm.
So thank you everyone for tuning in. I'd appreciate it if you give us a like on this video. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Thank you, Katrice, for a beautiful
Thank
show. I
you.
appreciate it.
I
And
do enjoy our conversations and whatever
yeah,
we get up to.
yeah.
It
I do
always
too. I do
evolves.
too. It's always amazing. All
Okay,
right.
hon, you have a good week,
You
and I
too.
will talk to you real soon.
Namaste, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.